You don't just have anxiety, your mind may have been trained into stress patterns without you even realizing it. Stress and anxiety have become so common that many people now think feeling stressed is just a normal part of life. So, my name's Rick Cardwell, I'm a psychodynamic counsellor and therapist, and this is a short video to help you understand why we do and why people live with stress, and hopefully you'll find this helpful. So here's the problem. Living in a constant state of stress slowly affects every part of us. It affects our sleep, it affects our concentration, it affects our relationships. It affects how we eat, how we think, how we feel, and even how we age. Stress doesn't just happen in the mind, it affects our body very, very much too. People who live with long-term stress often experience headaches, exhaustion, digestive problems, muscle tension, panic attacks, low mood, irritability, and burnout. And once these habits begin, they create a downward spiral. You sleep badly, so you feel tired. And because you feel tired, you become less patient. You eat poorly, you stop exercising, your mind becomes more negative. You lose motivation, and before long, stress becomes your normal. So why does this happen? Why do we know what would help us, but still struggle to change? Why do we say things like, I need to relax, I should switch my phone off earlier, I need to stop worrying, I should get more sleep, but we still don't do it consistently? To understand that, we need to understand something very important about the mind. The three levels of the mind, of what psychologists talk about, often describe the mind in three different levels. The conscious mind, the pre-conscious mind, and the subconscious mind. Don't worry, I'll kind of explain these in a very simple way. So the conscious mind is the part of your mind you're aware of right now. It's your thinking mind. It contains your current thoughts, decisions, feelings, and awareness. It's the part of you listening to this video. Your conscious mind is logical, it's where willpower lives, it's where short-term memory operates. For example, you consciously decide, I'm going to bed earlier tonight, or I'm not going to stress so much. But here's the problem. The conscious mind is actually only a small part of how we operate. Now, the pre-conscious mind is information you're not thinking about right now, but you can easily access. For example, you probably weren't thinking about your mobile phone number before I mentioned it, but you can easily recall it. That information sits just below conscious awareness. Now, the subconscious mind, this is where things become really important. The subconscious mind stores habits, emotional patterns, learned behaviours, beliefs, memories, and automatic responses. Most of what we do every day comes from the subconscious mind. Think about driving a car. At first, driving requires conscious effort and focus. You think about every movement, but eventually, as you learn to drive, you get more experience. It just becomes easy and automatic. That's the subconscious mind at work. The same thing happens with stress and anxiety. Many people unknowingly train their nervous system into stress patterns. Constant worrying, overthinking, people pleasing, checking phones constantly, expecting bad news, always rushing, never resting, feeling guilty for slowing down. Over time, these behaviours stop feeling like behaviours and start feeling like personality traits. People begin saying things like, that's just the way I am. I've always been anxious. I can't switch it off. But often these are learned patterns, not permanent truths. And this is why many people struggle to change through willpower alone, because the conscious mind says, I want to feel calm, but the subconscious mind has spent years practicing stress. The brain always returns to what feels familiar, even when familiar is unhealthy. That's why someone can know exactly what they should do, but still repeat the same unhealthy patterns. This is also why therapy can be so powerful. Therapy helps people access deeper emotional patterns and subconscious beliefs, and they may not even realize they have that these are driving their stresses. But there's also a lot we can do ourselves to help the conscious mind become healthier and calmer. One of the biggest problems today is that people rarely stop to examine their thoughts. Thoughts just run automatically in the background all day long, and many of those thoughts are negative, fearful, critical, or stressful. For example, what if something goes wrong? I'm not good enough. I'm falling behind. I can't cope. Everyone else is doing better than me. When these thoughts repeat every day, the brain starts to accept them as truth, and the body responds accordingly. Your nervous system cannot always tell the difference between a real danger and a repeated stressful thought. So the body stays tense, alert, and on edge. This is why learning to challenge negative thinking is so important. Not fake positivity, that's different. Not pretending everything is perfect, but becoming aware of unhealthy thought patterns and changing the relationship that you have with them. We often think carefully about what we put into our bodies, but many people never think about what they put into their minds. And what we consume mentally affects us deeply. For example, if your day starts with social media, then negative news, then stressful conversations, then crime documentaries, then emotional TV dramas before bed, your nervous system can never truly rest. Your brain is constantly stimulated. Many people are overstimulated and emotionally exhausted without even realizing it. So ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind every day? Because your mind absorbs what you repeatedly expose it to. Now, sometimes people think stress management has to involve huge life changes, but often small, consistent changes make a massive difference. For example, put boundaries around your phone. Phones are one of the biggest causes of mental overstimulation, constant notifications, constant comparison, constant information. Your brain was not designed to process endless stimulation all day long. Try giving yourself phone-free time, especially before bedtime. Learn how to sleep properly. Sleep is not a luxury. It is absolutely essential for good mental health. A tired brain becomes a more anxious brain. Many people try to solve anxiety without first improving sleep. But poor sleep keeps the nervous system in survival mode. So try to reduce negative input. You do not need to consume upsetting news all day, every day to stay informed. You do not need constant negativity entering your mind. Protecting your mental space is healthy. Do more positive activities, exercise, walking, reading, being outdoors, spending time with supportive people, creative hobbies, mindfulness, breathing exercises. These activities calm the nervous system and help retrain the brain away from constant stress. This part is important. If you continue doing the things that are contributing to stress and anxiety, then stress and anxiety will usually continue. Sometimes people wait for stress to disappear on its own, but stress patterns often become stronger over time if they are not addressed. Change requires intention. It requires choosing to care for your mental health, and that is not weakness, that is wisdom. If you've experienced stress and anxiety for a long time, you may need support to overcome these deeper patterns, and that's okay. So many people struggle silently, far more than you realise. Therapy helps people understand themselves better, it helps break unhealthy cycles, it helps calm the nervous system, and it helps people reconnect with themselves again. You do not have to stay trapped in stress forever. Things can improve with awareness, with support, and with consistent change. People absolutely can regain calm, balance, confidence, and emotional well-being. And if that's something you're struggling with right now, please know this: you are not alone. Help is available, and change really, really is possible. So if this has resonated with you, feel free to message me. I'll always answer questions, or if you need some advice or even therapy, just drop me a message and we can arrange to have a chat and find out more about your situation. If you've got something from this video, please share, subscribe, like, or however these things work, and hopefully that will encourage other people to think about their well-being as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video shortly.